Hey everybody, I'm Garrick DeMeyer from Royal Constrictor Designs, and I wanted to share with you a few snakes that I hatched out last year, and I want to also show you a couple of clutches that I'm going to be cutting open. A couple that I wanted to show you are some things that aren't really very common. It's the bamboo, but I've got some with hypo in it and some with albino in it, and I just wanted to show them to show the differences between a hypo bamboo and a normal bamboo. And so I've got this one right here. This is a bamboo enchi hypo, using the orange hypo or ghost. Hypo and ghost are the same thing. There's different bloodlines of them, but most of them are compatible with the orange line. So when some people say ghost, it means hypo. It's the same thing. So this is what a regular bamboo enchi looks like, and this is the hypo. You can see the regular one's a lot darker. Bamboo is such a powerful gene, it kind of dominates all the morphs that are bred into it. So you see a lot more of the bamboo trait than anything else. And then here's another younger hypo bamboo enchi. So they lighten up as they get bigger. I'm interested to see what happens when you add other things into this. Like I want to do pastel, I want to make some super enchis. I've got some other genes that I want to put in that too, which I'm working on right now. Okay, so those are the hypo bamboos. I'm gonna put them back in their spots in here. And then another one that I have that I don't even think a lot of people even know that have been produced yet are albino bamboos. And this one, I don't know if the color is really going to come through on the camera, but they're really, it's interesting. Lots of different yellow tones in there. Kind of washed out on the sides a little bit. I've produced several of these, and you know, it's not a super high contrasted albino, which tends to be the most popular, but I do think there is some potential with the albino bamboo. And then I also have an albino bamboo pinstripe. And unfortunately that snake gets really kind of washed out. And you can see a little pinstriping pattern on it. You know, the bamboo kind of makes the pinstriping, I don't know, just different than it normally is. Here's a regular bamboo lemon blast. So this is basically the same thing. Oh, sorry, this is basically the same thing minus pastel. But you can see how the pinstriping is changed on there because of the bamboo pattern being added in. It's the albino version. You just got the little bit of darker yellow where the pattern is in there. And then there's some pretty cool colors on the sides too. I don't know if that's coming through, but this one keeps wanting to run away. Okay, so I'm going to put the bamboo lemon blast away. This one is really active. So anyway, those are a couple of the albino bamboos that I have. And I've actually got these for sale on my website right now. I'm going to put some other genes into them too and see what I can do with other combos. Okay, so I know everybody likes to see egg cutting. So I've got a couple of clutches here. You know, it's kind of early in the season. I probably have 30 to 35 clutches incubating right now. Oh, these guys are helping themselves out. Okay, so this is how I incubate my eggs. I just want to go through this one more time. I've gone through it in several videos, but I think it's worthwhile repeating. This is the substrate in there is vermiculite, and you can use Hatchite or use other things too, but I use coarse grade vermiculite, and I completely saturate the vermiculite. That it's soaking wet, almost not to quite to the point where there's standing water in there, but pretty close. And then I put this light diffuser in here, and I buy big sheets of this from Home Depot, and I cut it to fit the insides of my incubator. And I'll set the light diffuser on the soaking wet vermiculite, and then I set the eggs on that, making sure that they don't touch any of the sides. You can see all the condensation here. If the eggs were touching that, the condensation would wick onto the eggs, and then you'd probably get eggs that fill with water and drown the babies, basically. So I try to make sure none of that's touching, and it's not touching the lid either. This lid's got quite a bit of condensation too. Now the containers that I have, I don't even think you can get these in stores anymore, but the lids fit on these really tight, and the plastic's a little bit thicker. They hold in moisture really well. I've got a couple little like really tiny pinholes for air exchange on all the sides. I think I've got like 2 or 3 on each side, and that just that allows a little bit of air exchange, but not enough that the moisture is really going to leave the box. So I don't have to add moisture to this box at all. I just set it up like this, put it in the incubator, and the babies eventually hatch. These were laid on March 19th, and it is now May 11th. So yeah, basically that's how I do it. And then I can usually cut the eggs even though babies haven't hatched. I can kind of just feel the eggs, and I just know when the babies are ready to hatch. But the safest thing to do, especially if you're a beginner breeder, wait till the first baby pips. When the first baby pips, you know the entire clutch is ready to hatch, and then you can gently cut the eggs open. And once you get the eggs cut open, you can kind of look inside, but you don't want to mess with the babies too much, and you also don't want to make too big of a hole. Basically, you don't want to disturb those babies, because even though this one's pipped, it's still absorbing its yolk. And you don't want it to get tangled in the umbilical cord or slice the blood vessels and things in there too much. You just want to kind of leave it be. So we'll just cut these open. I let all my eggs incubate together in the pile, unless there's a loose egg, and then I'll put that in, separate. But I try to keep them all together. And when the eggs are ready to hatch, they come apart pretty quickly. That's another sign that eggs are getting ready to hatch. This clutch is from a Super Orange Dream Enchi pinstripe bred to an Orange Dream Firefly. So I don't think we'll know what any of the stuff is when we look at it when they're in the eggs like this. But doesn't hurt to take a peek anyway. I think this one wants to come out, but hopefully it won't. You don't want to stress the babies too much and force them to want to come out. Looks like a fire pinstripe of some type. Might have Enchi in it. Hard to say. Well, it actually would have to have Orange Dream in it, because it's a Super Orange Dream male that produced it. Okay, let's go with this one next. So once all these hatch, I'll put them in another container just like this, but it'll just have damp paper towel on the bottom, and I leave the babies together in a group. Once they hatch, once they shed, then I'll set them up individually, and I'll give them an ID tag and an ID number. Oh, this one's cool. I don't know what it is, but I love it when they have a really bold pattern like that. Okay, let's see what's in this one. Looks pretty similar to this one, but a little bit brighter. I would say this one's probably got pastel in it. Hoping that I produce some Super Orange Dream Enchi Fireflies in here. That would be probably the coolest combination. Super Orange Dream Fireflies are awesome looking. They just glow. They're so like bright yellow with really black markings. Very similar to what that is. That would be a Super Orange Dream Enchi pinstripe. Maybe fire in it too. I don't know. It looks nice though, whatever it is. Yeah, trying to guess what some of these morphs are when they're still in the egg is pretty futile for the most part. It's so complicated now with so many different genes at play that it hardly even pays to speculate a whole lot. But it is very nice to see what these things at least look like in here. Hello world. I still never get tired of this part of the business. I love hatching babies out. Wow. That is awesome. Jeez, I can't wait. Problem is that a lot of these will probably end up being holdbacks, and the last thing I need to do is hold back more snakes because I really kept a lot back over the past couple of years. Well, not really over the past couple of years, over the past 15 years I've probably held back way too many snakes, but that's okay. Oh, that's really nice too. Oh, I'm really happy with how this clutch is turning out. Wow, look at the blushing on that. That black marking and that nice blushing in there. Oh, cool. Almost brings tears to my eyes seeing how cool some of these snakes are. Just amazing. This is why all the work that I do pays off. Not sure what that is. Pretty nice looking, but I really like that one right there. Look at his head. Wow. Okay, well, I'll probably do another video on these once they're all out. Hopefully I can actually identify what everything is and be a little bit more informed when I do an updated video on these. Okay, this clutch it was laid on the same day. None of these have pipped yet, but I'm sure that they're ready to come out. The eggs easily separate, so there is more fluid in the eggs than normal, but I can clearly feel the babies in there too, so we'll be fine. Now this one is from a Dreamsicle male bred to a lavender possible het pied female that I produced. So we're either going to get a bunch of lavenders that are 100% het pied in here, or we're going to get some of those as well as some Dreamsicles. So let's just see how lucky I am today. Looks like a lavender. I'm not going to open these up too much to, scan the whole body to make sure that there's pied or not pied in there, but all we need to do is produce one Dreamsicle in here to know that that lavender possible het pied female that produced this clutch is a double het. Another lavender. And even if she doesn't prove out with this clutch, I will probably still breed her to a Dreamsicle again next year just to make absolutely sure. I've had clutches where, hets didn't prove out the first year but did the second. This looks like a Dreamsicle. Yeah. It's got, you can tell more by the pattern. It's a lower white one, which is fine. I actually like low white Dreamsicles a lot. So yeah, she proved out. Let's see if we can get another one where we can see more of the actual pied part of it. another one. Yeah, that's another one. Unless these are really stripy looking lavenders, I would say it's definitely a dreamsicle. Okay, last egg. There's another one. See, there's the white from the pied right there. Get this bubble out of the way. Right there. It's a good day for cutting eggs, that's for sure. 3 dreamsicles, 2 lavender het pieds, and a bunch of crazy looking orange dream stuff, super orange dream stuff. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go clean some goo off my hands now and clean this mess up. So, thanks for watching, and make sure to visit my website, royalconstrictordesigns.com. You'll see everything I have for sale. Actually, I have a dreamsicle up there for sale right now, really, really nice male. Got tons of orange dream stuff up for sale, and lots of other stuff too, so make sure to visit my website. Also, subscribe to this video if you haven't already, and make sure to like my Facebook page as well. Show a lot of cool new stuff on there. I'm sure some of these guys will make it onto Facebook before they make it into the next video, or one of the next videos anyway. So I'll try to keep the videos coming as quickly as I can. I know a lot of people get impatient. They want more videos. It's just hard to find the time to do it. So I'll try to get them up as quickly as I can. So in the meantime, enjoy your ball pythons. I'm going to enjoy looking at these guys for a little while yet, and then get back to work here.